What is a butcher shop?
A butcher shop is a place where you can come and buy delicious cuts of meat.
Our butcher shops are a place where we get to interact with the community.
Somewhere that offers more personalised service.
Where I've developed friendships, where I've developed a career.
I think a butcher definitely represents a professional that knows everything there is to do with the meat product from beginning to serving.
It's someone that has to be slightly overweight because you can never trust a skinny butcher.
A butcher is a craftsman.
I haven't met a bad butcher, I have to say. Like, they're all super chill and just seem to just love what they do.
A butcher is someone you can rely on.
Friendly.
It's never a problem for them to go and do their job.
Someone that's passionate about what they're selling, someone that's passionate about all animals in general.
They're the linchpin and the storyteller as well.
They can cover all aspects of, where it comes from, how it's getting to your plate.
We're fun to be around. If you come into a butcher shop, you're not going to forget it anytime soon. We're there for a laugh.
We are a one-stop shop, so whether you need chicken schnitzels to feed the kids or a lamb rack for a romantic dinner for two, we have the whole lot.
Professional but personalised.
It's not just meat, it's a story. It's a farmer's passion from their blood, sweat and tears, literally.
I think it's just being proud of what they do.
It's a genuine, artisanal, passionate product that you just can't get in many places these days.
It's an essential part of the community, I think. Yeah, we're the salt of the earth.
First thing that happens in a butcher shop in the morning, most important thing.
The first thing that happens is the kettle goes on.
About 4 cups of coffee.
And then it's setting up the shop if that's taking out signs, bollards, welcome mats, and then get a beautiful display in.
We make sure we re-tray every tray.
Fresh tray of schnitzels ready to go, or a fresh tray of chops and steaks and sausages ready to go.
We always say we get in early, get all our work done, and then it's virtually up on the counter serving the customers.
Good morning, how you going?
In our window, we have everything.
We sell meat.
Steaks, chops,
Grass-fed beef and lamb, pork and chicken.
small goods, sausages.
Gourmet sausages, dry aged beef.
We make our own sausage rolls, we make our own home cooked pies where all the meat gets slow cooked.
Chicken gourmet range of Kievs and cordon bleus, stuffed roast chickens,
Meatballs.
rolled lambs. Yeah, I could be here for hours, but we certainly have a huge range.
But a lot of secondary cuts or curious cuts as well that some customers might not exactly know what they're used for, but we're there to guide them through the cooking experience. Flat iron steak is nice and thin. When you cook it, it actually puffs up a bit. Variety is important.
Such a key point to having a window that's attractive.
Having 2 kids as well, variety is like what I look for 100%, because you don't want the same thing.
I mean, that's how you get a new favourite meal in your household.
Some people want to have things that they want to create their own, that's awesome. By all means, we have all that, but there's also people that just need something easy that they can just chuck in the oven. That's why it's up to us to make sure that we make that. So they just have to take it home nice and easy, and they remember that. They remember how easy it is to come in, select what they need. The kids love it. It's all made by hand by us, and they just take it home and feed the families.
Lovely. I'll see you soon. What have we made in store today?
What don't we make in store?
We start from scratch. So you are coming in to get a chicken Kiev. So the whole chicken comes in, we bone those out, and we break that chicken up into the different products that it's going towards. Same with a beef, lamb, pork, they all come in whole, and then everyone in the shop breaks them down into their different sections, right down to hamburgers and sausages.
We pump all our hams and bacon.
And we make our own bacon. Well, they take the fresh pork, they cure it, they smoke it, we slice it.
We try to make as much as we can in store.
Just making sure you've got a nice display and everything's fresh.
It just needs to pop. People eat with their eyes.
Makes a customer stop what they're doing, have a look and think, that's inspiration right there for dinner.
The origin of the products that we work with is really important to us because our customers ask us every day where the product has come from.
We source our meat from as much as possible local.
As locally as possible. Yeah, so everything we source is locally, and obviously we keep it in well within Australia.
Customers really appreciate it and they like the story behind it as well.
So if we're ever caught out not knowing where it comes from, then we lose trust.
Because when it comes down to it, when people come and support us, they're supporting local. So we like to stock local rubs. We've got the local honey, we've got the local olive oil, so people make that connection. It hasn't just come from a big company, it's actually come from a small family business.
From up the road, around the corner, over the hill, I think that's really important that we can support our local farmers as well as much as we can.
Keep it within the community, support those that support us. But at the same time, we do have some awesome wholesalers who will be able to deliver us the same consistent product week in, week out.
Most of our wholesalers that we deal with are still local.
We tend to only use wholesalers as a top up in some primals.
You got to be a bit picky and choosy who you go through, but if you want to be a quality shop, you got to really get that relationship strong with your wholesalers.
Because if you think about a carcass of beef, there is only 2 fillets. We sell a lot more of just 2 fillets in a week.
It's really important to source from local farmers. So farmers actually put animals on a truck to go and participate in the commodity-based system where they take a price for the product that they've spent 2 years maybe growing, and then they may or may not make enough money to actually cover their costs because of whatever the market was doing on the day. So unless there's an outlet like us, then it's really hard for small farms to even make enough money to pay the rates and land tax.
Obviously we know the different hardships they go through with drought, fires, so that way we can help support them and make sure that Australian farms are here to stay.
It's important to support local because local will support you.
There'd be a collapse of the regional system, I think, that if there weren't small places like ours that are that true. And it's not even just paddock to plate, it's paddock to processor to plate that is the essential link in keeping regional Australia going.
Morning Maria, how you going? How can we help today?
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm a butcher at Brighton Sydney Meats.
Sydney night. Oh, no dramas. What do you think, beef or chicken? Or
My mum and dad have owned that shop now for going on 11 years. We've had the beautiful farm here at Mount Compass for going on 7 years. It's a predominantly beef cattle farm. We raise 10% of our beef to go through the shop. It's just nice to come out here, green grass, blue skies. You can't beat it. Dad always wanted to be a farmer. He got into butchering and then that sort of got into a shop and been able to buy himself little hobby farms. His favourite days of the week is coming out here. Whether or not he's feeding the cows or just kicking his feet in the soil, I guess he loves it out here.
yeah, the bully.
I think our cows are treated as good on this farm as probably any other farm. All farmers love their animals. A well looked after cow is going to pull more money at the market, so all farmers want to look after the cows the most. What my dad is, that he's just so passionate about quality, about service, about actually just being in the community. It's the best place in the world. You can't get much better than this out here, yeah.
They all look happy. On a day like today, who wouldn't be?
I know, perfect day for it.
Mum and Dad owned the shop for 5 years. Yeah, they got this phone call saying that the shopping centre's going under major redevelopment and they're knocking us down and there might not be a spot for us. We're looking at different locations and stuff like that, but they're too far away. Then they said that we could possibly build us a butcher shop out of shipping containers. What we thought sounded like too far-fetched. 6 metre by 20 metre Avco hut. We could fit one of our little cabinets in that could fit about 15 trays of meat. We did it and we got rid of most of our staff and just had me, Dad and Jared, my older brother, as the core team. It was amazing. We were lucky to see 50 people in a day. We served 290 customers that first day. There was lineups out the door. We just couldn't get over the amount of support the community wanted to give us because, yeah, well, they're butchers.
The beauty of still having local and regional butcher shops is that they both provide an avenue for local growers to potentially get their meat into, but they provide that daily contact. And essentially, for a lot of the community, that daily contact, that talking to someone, it's not just about buying meat, it's actually about being part of the community.
Good morning. How are you? Good, how are you?
Community in our industry is probably the most important thing. We like supporting our local community. We sponsor local sports. We always are trying to help out local charities.
And not just in the sense of, supply all the sausages for the local football games or anything like that. Our staff members, they're part of a community. Our farmers are all part of a community, and they might all be different and disparate communities, but communities to me is something that really, it's the base and the home that draws everything together.
Hey Greg, how are you today? What can I get for you?
It's the community and the locals and the people that are going to keep coming back.
We get to know a lot of our customers. We know the grandparents, the parents, the kids.
Taking a personal interest in your customer is really important.
One of my favourite parts of the job is actually being able to get to connect and interact with all the customers that come through our doors. Watch your eyes light up to that, eh? Bam Bam steak. When you sell them a meal, you're going home with that meal to their dinner table. It's a really fulfilling part of the job.
Just to get to know your customers on a personal level, there's 3 families in our shop that we serve 4 generations of their family. I think what's really special, well, we're not just their butcher, we're their family butcher.
And I think butchers are pretty renowned for having a good chat or a bit of banter, and I think that's important to keep that going.
And it's really in very short order that they actually become friends.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
It's definitely important to get involved in your community and support those who are supporting you.
We try and support as many charities as we can.
We sponsor a footy club, a cricket club. We help out local schools with their fundraising, with vouchers and sausages and that.
There's a church across the road that they do like a pantry where they'll buy stuff we sell at cost price so they can give to the homeless, things like that, yeah.
We try and do it all.
But more importantly, you want to create a good community around your butcher shop so that there's people there, they're happy, they like where they live, and they'll be more inclined to support the local businesses.
They come and keep us going, they come and support us, so we really enjoy being able to give back to them.
Good morning. Good morning. How is everybody?
I'm Sam, and I've owned with my husband our butchering business for the last nearly 20 years.
Good morning. How are you?
My situation now, I work in the shop,
Barbecue and a tandoori.
customer service,
And I just put mine up on a rack. 50 minutes on 180. Beautiful.
mother of staff.
Hobbies. Flat white. That one is yours. Welcome.
In 2007, I was diagnosed with an aggressive breast cancer, and we were right at the height of our business. It was a shock, and obviously I withdrew from work immediately and went through all the processes of surgery and chemo, and that lasted altogether for a good 2 years. And David continued to work as much as he could, as well as looking after the kids as much as he could and the home life as much as he could. We had a lot of support. Our staff were amazing. Our staff were just incredible. So they stepped up, they helped us out at home. You know, in those times, it's really important as a small business, that's really where your staff come into play, more like family. I think that's something that I will be really forever grateful for. Once I was given the all clear and I felt well enough to get back to work, got straight back into it, and I think it was really important. I wanted to give back as much as I could as well, and I think that was really where the Pink Butcher sort of was born from that. The customers loved it, the community got right behind us. That year we raised over $10,000, and from there the Pink Butcher was born. Everyone knows someone that's been touched by breast cancer, and I just feel that it brings people together. I do get a bit emotional when I talk about that. Sorry. It just brings everyone together and we found that, you know, people want to come in, they want to share their story with us, which is super emotional, and I think that that's sort of been the highlight of our year, charity and community wise. Butcher shops being the cornerstone of the community, that's really important and something that should continue for sure.
Corey, would you like a coffee? No, I'm right. A beer?
A lot of people are very disparaging towards the meat that they buy or have available in a supermarket.
Customer service in a butcher shop is, I feel, a lot more personal than one of your larger supermarkets.
You don't get that interaction. You can't ask for advice.
I feel in a supermarket you're just a number. You shop at a supermarket for convenience. You go to a butcher shop for quality, for service.
I'm always a little bit torn about that. I don't like to hear people bashing supermarkets about what they do and don't do, because they are a commodity-based system, and they're a system that us as consumers have built ourselves. We've decided that we want things of convenience in packets, in portions, with instructions written on the front. And you know, there's a whole demographic of people out there that absolutely need to eat that way and need to be able to select based on price. I can't put my hand on my heart and say that the supermarkets are bad. They've just lost the opportunity to train up and to engage with and to stay in contact with the community by losing their butchering rooms and butchers teams.
Do you want fresh stuff? Do you want stuff that's been created on site?
You can't buy specifics.
Or do you just want to get something that's pre-packaged and gas flushed and, you know, been on the shelf for however long?
You don't get the choice anymore. You don't really even know what breed it is or how old the animal was or any of that sort of information that I think is crucial in cooking meat well.
We come into a butcher shop and we all love our job. These smiles that you see, they're legit. Like, we just want to make sure that when our customers come in that they have the best experience they possibly can. What do you reckon about those?
It's a bit more comforting. You can make easier decisions and trust the person behind the counter to know that they're going to really put an effort into what you want for dinner and what's going to make your family dinner special.
I think our customer service is special because we care. We care about our customers, we care about the product we're selling.
More people should kind of really understand the difference between supermarket shopping for meat and butcher shops, because I think they would, once they sort of gave us a go, they probably wouldn't go back.
Slow cook or a barbie?
It's always a difficult choice to make that effort if you've got a car full of kids and you know you've already done all of your shopping and the only place that you can go to get your meat is the next aisle over. Then I'm never going to be disrespectful of someone who makes that choice. However, if you've got the opportunity and the means to walk past a fantastic butcher shop every day and then you still go and buy your meat from the supermarket, then I'd probably question your ethics.
The difference between going to a locally independent butcher and the supermarket is that if you're going to the supermarket, your money is going to the CEO, to the business and the company itself.
When you buy from a butcher shop, you really are supporting a family, and it's not necessarily that it's any sort of blood family, but it is definitely that community and family.
Not only the owner's family, but all the staff that are there. Most of them have got kids.
You know, we employ 16 to 18 people at any one time, and every single one of those people has a family that depends on the people that work with us to be able to stay employed gainfully and bring home money every week. So absolutely, every time you buy meat from a local butcher store, you're supporting families.
Who wouldn't want to be a butcher?
You know, it was one of the top 4 trades that people always looked at becoming. One of them was a butcher.
I remember being 5 years old, sitting on a sausage bench at the back of my dad's shop, watching the butchers tie snags, and that's what they said to me, what do I want to be when I'm older? And I said, I want to be a butcher just like you guys. I've always wanted to be a butcher. My dad was a butcher. I just always wanted to be a butcher.
As I kind of stumbled into it, my father walked past a butcher shop and noticed that they wanted a clean-up kid. I was 13 at the time and he thought he's old enough to work. And as I got into butchering and as I started to really enjoy it, butchering doesn't look too bad after all.
I married into a butcher who also comes from a family of butchers. My grandfather was a butcher and my 2 uncles were both butchers as well. Yeah, so it's always been in our family.
For me, it's home, it's my life, it's...
This, guys, is how we crumb.
Okay, it's my passion. It's not work.
I think butchers have a real passion not for just the trade itself, I think it's wanting to serve the community and also be respected that you've got a good product and putting in the hard work as well.
Have a good day, Gina. See you later.
It's exciting to see where the next 5 years are going to take us.
Butcher shop to me is the place where you go when you actually genuinely care about the nutrition that you feed your family. It's somewhere that you go when you are looking for something special, and it's somewhere that you would go to ensure that you are supporting your community. And it's a crucial link in that local, you know, it used to be the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, but it absolutely still is all about the butcher.